Hi, classified staff. This video is going to walk you through how to start a Google Meet. So as a staff member in North Olmsted, you do have the ability to start Google Meets, and there may be a certain student that you're working with in which you need to meet one-on-one with the student or with a small group of students where you're working with a teacher. If you need to do this, the first thing that you would want to do is come up with a meeting nickname. I find that the meeting nicknames that work the best are last names or something very similar to that. If you have a more common last name, you may want to add another letter to that, especially if you know other people in the district also have that last name. Then you're going to want to go to meet.google.com. Now, on the left is our teacher account or our classified staff account. And you'll notice that I have the option to join or start a meeting. I'm going to click join or start a meeting and type in my last name. That's going to be my nickname for this meeting. I could add some numbers to the end if I need to. I want to keep it developmentally appropriate for whatever student I might be working with. And then I'm going to select continue. I would want to do this before I am meeting with the student. I'd want to make sure that I have the nicknames set up with the student ahead of time so that they know exactly what they are going to need when they go to meet in order to meet with me. Now, I'm not going to actually start the meeting though until I'm ready. As soon as I type in this code, I do need to click join now because that means that the student can get into the meeting. Now you have a couple of options before you log in. You can make sure your microphone is on, and I can tell my microphone is on by looking at this little sound bar in the left-hand corner, and then I can make sure my camera is on because I can obviously see myself. If I need to turn one of these off, I just click to turn off my camera and then click to turn off my microphone. I can also turn off the background blur or turn it on. This may depend on your device on whether or not you have access to this. So if you don't see this option, your device may not have all of the updates it needs in order to use the background blur. I'm going to select join now, and this is going to start the Google Meet. Now, once I'm in the Google Meet, I will want to be there before the student. That's really important. And you want to ensure that down in the bottom left-hand corner, you are the Meet controller. You are the host. And you'll know that you are the host if you see this shield in the bottom corner. Now, you'll have a couple of different options. You can turn off quick access, which means that anyone who tries to get into your Google Meet will need to be admitted. And if you're only working with one student, you may find that this is very appropriate, so that way you don't have anyone else happen to try to get into the Meet. You can turn off the ability for the student to share their screen, although if you're working with a small group or one-on-one, this is probably best left on, and then you can turn off the chat. If you're working with a small group or a single student and you find the chat is a great tool, leave it on, and if not, you'll want to make sure it's turned off. You can turn any of these back on at any point by clicking on the blue shield. Now, on our other screen, we're going to get in as a student so that we can see what things look like. We're going to go to Google Meet. We can go there any way that we know how. And you'll notice on the student side, they actually won't have the ability to start a meeting. Now, this account here is not actually a student account, which is why you're seeing that they can start a meeting, but normally students will just see a join button. And they will join using the same code that you gave them and the same code that you used. Now, notice I have on that quick access, so it's asking, I have to ask to join. So I'm going to go ahead and ask to join as the student. And now as that staff member, it's saying, this person wants to join this meeting. Do you want to deny entry or admit? Now, with the district, it is really important that we're only admitting students with their school accounts. If a user tries to join your meeting and they do not have a school account, and you will know because Google will note it, You want to make sure you deny entry. And if you have any concerns about users that try to get access to your Google Meet, please contact your principal and technology immediately so that we can look into this. We're going to select admit, and I have both of the microphones on mute at the moment so that it doesn't create a bunch of reverberation between the two meets I have running. Now, as this staff member, I can share my screen by clicking Present Now. I can choose entire screen, window, or Chrome tab. I have options under the three dots to change the layout, go full screen, turn on captions. A lot of these things you probably won't need if you're meeting individually with students. You'll probably just be talking with them face to face. But know that all of these tools are accessible and there is more training that is available to you if you are interested in better understanding some of these tools. The really important thing to remember when you go to finish your meeting with a student or small group of students is that the students need to exit the Google Meet first. A student exits the Google Meet by clicking the Leave Call button. Now, if for some reason a student is not leaving the Google Meet, you do have a couple of options. By clicking on the people symbol up in the top corner, you will see all of the students and individuals in this Google Meet. When you click this drop down, if that student isn't muted, you should have the ability to mute them. You can pin their profiles, you can see only them, and then lastly, you can force remove the student. Now, if I force remove the student, they're not going to be able to get back into my Google Meet, and I will need to click on the people and invite them back to the Google Meet. So I find that it's best to just have the students hang up, but if you ever need to force remove a student, you do have that ability as well. The student hangs up from the Google Meet, and then I hang up from the Google Meet. Now, if the student tries to return to the home screen and type in the code, they shouldn't be able to get back into that Google Meet until you're ready to start that meeting again with them. If you have any questions about using Google Meet with a specific student, please make sure that you reach out to your administrator or whoever it is that has asked you to hold these meetings so that you can better understand what the expectations are.